Welcome to my Wellness Rewired, Hacking Women's Health. Join Larissa and Malerie as they explore biohacking tips for women based on the latest science and research available today. Let them help you unlock your best self. It's time to hack smarter, not harder, together.
All right. Hello. Welcome. We are going to talk about one of my favorite topics today, and it is something that I love and has gotten me through so many times in my life, and it is gratitude, the power of gratitude, the science behind it, how it impacts us physically, mentally, emotionally, and it helps us through our longevity, helps us through our tough times, it helps us rebound when we struggle and go through hard times. So it is definitely a huge hack that could rewire your brain and help not only yourself, but your family and your friends and everybody that interacts with you.
Yeah, that's true. And in the spirit of that, let's get into a place of gratitude right now because there's never a bad time, right?
Never a bad time to be grateful.
Yes, exactly. So let's think of 3 things that we're grateful for right now.
Okay.
So I'll go first. I
Okay.
am super grateful, that our other sister is visiting right now. So that's number 1. And she made amazing jalapeno cheddar sourdough bread today. And I got to eat it fresh, hot out of the oven with honey, and it was delicious. So
Yeah,
that's
you
my
got to
first one.
tell our brothers that you got to send our brothers that picture because then they will also be jealous.
Yes. Yes, that's very true. I will pass it around the family text message for sure.
Um, I am grateful for I'm grateful for my kids. As much as they're
Mm.
teenagers and they can give me a lot of headache. It was it was fun today. Like Weston is learning how to drive, and so he was driving me around, going to the bank and various
Oh,
things, and it was just very fun that he was into going on errands with me. And I'm grateful that I have kids, and I'm grateful that I get to spend time with them.
oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I am grateful that you and I decided to do this podcast together and that we decided to put ourselves out there because you know what? If we can even make one person's day brighter or help one person's future be a little better, a little healthier, then I feel like we've succeeded. And I'm super grateful that we took the chance.
Yes. I am also grateful for that because I never thought I would ever be in a podcast. So,
Who knew?
yeah, who knows where life adventures? As long as you're grateful and you say yes when opportunities come, then it's interesting.
That is so
I love
true.
that. I think another thing that I'm grateful for is nature. Like I love being outside. I love being out in the trees and just being around greenery and plants and all of that. It just definitely soothes my soul. And I love that we live in such a beautiful country and it's so diverse. And from East Coast to West Coast, it is so dramatically different. And it is
Yeah.
fall and I love all the leaves changing and it's just beautiful.
Oh man, you stole mine. That was gonna be mine. I'm thankful, so grateful for the fall weather, right? Like the
Yeah.
changing of the seasons is such a, I don't know what it is, but it just like makes me feel alive. And so I really love being able to go outside and feel the seasons change.
And you get to cozy up with like tea, a hot tea or hot
Oh
cocoa or
yeah.
something, so it's relaxing and then you get to snuggle up in sweater weather. And yeah, there's a lot of
Yep.
fun stuff that comes along with the weather changing.
Yeah. Yep. I love it. See, I think that was 3, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did more than that. Or I did.
Sweet. Okay. Here's why we think that this is actually a biohack that is incredibly helpful to women and that it's something that you should consider doing because it is science backed. It's not just woo woo, right? Like we'll talk about some studies today that really show how much this can physically and mentally help women everywhere. And when I think about, we were talking about this earlier, but like anytime I was doing research and kind of just trying to figure out how to feel better, when I was feeling down or I was struggling with a health issue or anything, every place just always gave the advice first, like start a gratitude practice. Like, do you have a gratitude practice? Practice being grateful because it really does fundamentally change the way that you interact with the world and what is happening even in your body. right?
Yeah.
And so the thing that's fantastic about it is that it's free, right? This costs nothing and has so many benefits. It's only benefits if you consistently practice.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really love to look into the science about it because, a lot of times people are like, oh, that's woo woo. Like, I don't believe in that stuff. But it's like, there are actual studies proving that this is effective and helpful. So I love it when that happens.
Well, and it goes to there's the point where you can't be negative if you're trying to be positive. Like, it's counterproductive, right?
Yeah, you can't be
So
both at the same time.
yeah, you can't do both at the
So
same time. So if you focus on the positivity, like, it will bring more positivity and rewire your brain, and it will train your brain to focus on the positive side. And so you'll naturally feel better just by rethinking things or thinking things in a positive light.
yes, well, it's like, what are you collecting evidence for? Because there are a lot
Yeah.
of truths in the world, but what evidence do you want to have in your bag, right?
Yeah. Like,
And
build
you
an
get to
atomic
pick.
habit
Yes.
and track it and cast your votes in the type of person you want to be and put it in the vote of I'm a positive, happy person.
Right. And let's talk about the science for a minute because gratitude actually boosts emotional and social well being and it improves sleep quality. They have studies saying that it extends lifespan, so it can actually help with longevity. A Harvard study from the Nurses' Health Study found that women practicing gratitude had lower mortality rates, linking it to better mental health and longevity. And another Harvard analysis highlights reduced depression, anxiety, and enhanced heart health. I mean, that's
Wow.
crazy.
Well, and I think that so many women kind of through the different life cycles of life and ups and downs and roller coasters of life, you automatically will always have some point in your life where you're depressed or you have high anxiety about something, or, so it's interesting how just that would help that alone.
Yeah, especially because like just in a woman's monthly cycle, right? Like you're fighting hormonal mood swings
Yeah.
in addition to maybe actually being depressed or something, right? And so there are so many hurdles that we have to get through and over on a weekly, monthly basis in different phases of life that every tool you can have in your pocket is just going to make things better. And so I love when we find ones that are like, this is easy, guys. It's totally
And
worth trying.
fun.
And fun. Yes. And you're going to
Yeah.
feel better. It's not just because I'm like, oh, I love the cold plunge. And that's one of the big things, but that one's hard. So I'm like, this one's easy.
You have to get uncomfortable before it helps you.
Yes. Right. Like we went through the whole conversation about discomfort and what it can do for you. But this is the cozy one. Cuddle up, with your journal. Like it's just so much easier.
Yeah, give your kids an extra "I love you" and a hug and say, "I'm grateful
Yeah.
that you're alive." Yeah. No,
Exactly.
that is really funny because this one is much more enjoyable than a cold
Yeah.
plunge.
So I'm like, guys, we don't just suggest hard stuff, okay? We are doing the research, we're figuring things out, and we're gonna point out which ones are like, you
Easy.
get to be cuddled up in your pajamas, sipping a cup of coffee while you do this, okay?
Yeah.
But it does
Uh,
have physical benefits, right? Studies have shown it actually helps, like I really think a lot of it is like when you're in a better mental place, your blood pressure is lower. But
yeah.
there's studies showing that it strengthens the immune system and reduces inflammation, which was a surprise to me.
Yeah.
Let's see, UCLA research shows gratitude positively affects heart disease biomarkers, which is crucial for women post-menopause, especially.
Mhm.
And then a systematic review in PMC notes improved mental health and fewer depressive symptoms in patients using gratitude interventions.
I
And
think that's
so,
powerful. Like, as an
yeah,
intervention, like, they literally see that as an intervention. Like, if you wanna make a difference,
yeah, it's like
then
exercise, right? Like
yeah,
that can
yeah,
make a huge improvement, but so can just a gratitude practice, which is
yeah.
super
And then
empowering, I think.
if you double stacked them,
Yes,
but
stack
it's
it.
like, like if you did it
Yep.
with work, walk outside in nature and a gratitude, you get the triple, quadruple the
Yeah.
benefits of it.
Add in some grounding and it's just as it's super cool to think about if you did compound the compounding benefits, right?
Yes.
Like
And
that's really
for
cool.
and for women specifically with all of our hormones and how it goes in and out and it changes with our pregnancy and menopause and premenopause and all of the and our cycles and all that stuff that it helps limit our hormonal stress.
Yeah.
So a study in brain and behavior and immunity suggests gratitude reduces inflammatory responses and benefits women in higher inflammational risks.
That is
And helps them with
so insane.
sleep and resilience and with caregiver roles, which I think is important for women because we put others before ourselves so often
Yeah.
that we could feel discouraged, or overworked or pulled in too many different ways. So just being grateful that being grateful can help limit that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I like the better sleep and the resilience too, because I feel like um the resilience part, it makes a lot of sense, but also I really love that, like I said, it's so self-empowering. Like I keep coming back to that. It's basically saying like you have the power to make yourself stronger. And to come back with another silly analogy, like I think about
All right, I'm ready for the
gratitude.
analogy.
Yes, I love finding these, but I really think about gratitude as like he's like your bodyguard. You know what I mean? It's like get your bodyguard for the day, right? Do your gratitude practice because then you're going to be more resilient. Like you got your bodyguard rebuffing all of those, nasty, depressive thoughts and, just helping you bounce back when there's a tough crowd, right? Pushing your way through the crowded thoughts and all the things, right? And so it just is like another tool in your tool belt, but it's a powerful one that is so understated because like I told you, like when I was doing the research and before we even decided to cover this, like I was just trying to like doing general research on how to feel better and how to like improve. And, like when you're really stressed out, I was in a very stressful time and I just needed something that would just help me cope. And everywhere I went, they were like, try practice gratitude. Are you practicing gratitude? And I was like, what? Whatever, dude. It's like when people say exercise and eat well and drink enough water. Like you're like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I get it. But also, are you?
Yeah.
So
Are
this
you
is one of
for
those
real?
things. Yeah, this is one of those things.
Well, it was interesting. One of the studies I read that I thought this stuck out in my mind is said that when husbands show gratitude to their wives, it lowers their anxiety and lowers their depression, all that stuff, but it doesn't work vice versa.
Really?
Isn't that interesting? Like I was like, oh, I could totally see how like if husbands show gratitude towards their wife, how that like helps them feel supported and important and part of the, the family dynamics and all that stuff. Like I can see that happening and why
Yeah.
it's helpful. But then the research said that it did not transfer both ways. It didn't go back. So if a wife was super, showed a lot of gratitude to her husband, it didn't lower his anxiety. It didn't lower his stress.
My gosh, that's so
I
interesting.
know. Isn't that interesting?
Huh.
Women and men are so different is what the whole point of that is
That
men
is
and
true.
women are so different. What they need, is not the same thing as what women need. And so they might need gratitude, but in a different format, like a different way.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, that is very true. Like, I don't know if you've listened to like inspirational speakers that are geared towards men versus women, and it sounds very different. Women, it's like building you up and like, you can do this and you're the best and you can do anything you put your
Believe in
mind
yourself.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then dudes they're like, you are weak. You are so weak. Like, get yourself up and you do it anyway. Like, don't be a little, you know what? Like, I don't want to swear, but like, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And he's like, yeah. My husband's like, yes, this is it. I'm like, I can't believe this is working.
This is depressing me. It's not inspiring me.
Yeah, I'm like, that's a little harsh. Don't you think that's harsh?
No, but I definitely think it's very common, especially in sports and different things. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. Women's sports can be brutal too. So
It can be, and maybe this isn't like universally applicable, but it is generally applicable. Like we've observed these things, right?
Yeah.
And I think it just points to it's great to be unique. Like you know what I mean. Like I think it's great to celebrate some of the differences because it helps us all operate better. If you're like, this works for me, I'm not going to try to make what works for somebody else work for me.
Yeah.
You don't need to, right?
Yeah.
It's okay to be different. So, yeah, that is really interesting.
Yeah, it was fascinating. It totally stuck out to me. I was like, huh, I did not see that coming. I thought that it was going to be the other way.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that is interesting. But as a woman, I could totally see it.
Yeah.
Like for me, I think it would work.
Yeah, for sure. I think so
Like
too.
even with my kids, for Mother's Day, they're like, oh, what do you want? I'm like, don't buy me anything. Write me a sentimental card and tell me why you're grateful for your mom,
Yeah, just put some meaning into it.
Yeah.
Don't make it like expensive, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so true.
That's again, it's free, but how powerful can it be?
Yeah. Yep. That's true. And then I think the last thing that I noted for like as far as what the science shows as far as benefits of gratitude, just jumping back to that, is the neurobiology aspect of it, right? Like it practicing gratitude and like feeling gratitude activates dopamine and serotonin, which is basically just rewiring the brain for positivity, like we were talking about. That's where it's tied to stronger immunity and lower chronic disease risk, because it's just really rewiring the brain, way your brain works, which feeds to the rest of your body. So it's super fascinating, just the science behind it. But
And it makes
I
you
don't
feel
know.
good too. So it's like it makes you feel good and it works for so many components of your health. So why not do it? You can start today. It could be, and it's free.
Yeah, and for women, like I think we have the unique, like you talked about with caregiving, we have the unique struggles of, always taking care of everybody else around us and often putting our own needs last. And it's the whole concept every time you get on a plane and they're like, if you need to use the oxygen masks, be sure to put it on yourself before assisting
First.
anyone else,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that is just the most common analogy, I feel like, for life for women and mothers. It's just, the way that we operate. And so having something like a gratitude practice is such a great an easy way. And that's the big thing for me, is it's like an easy win is fantastic, right?
Yeah.
That's going to get you a lot of reward for not a lot of effort.
It's a lot easier than drinking your water every day and getting hydrated.
Isn't that the truth? I mean, I'm trying to hydrate while we're recording this podcast because I haven't had enough water today. So
no, it is literally the hardest hack I've done yet to this day. Like drinking water. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah,
but going back to gratitude, it's much easier to be grateful and to focus on that. And it lowers your cortisol and it lowers inflammation for women. It helps to improve your sleep and it helps balance your hormones and it helps you rebound, So if you get to a tough spot, like it will help you rebound quicker.
Yeah. I really feel like it's kind of like taking vitamins, right? It's not something that if you take a multivitamin, you don't have an immediate result, right? You're not magically healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But you do it every
yeah.
day, and within a couple of weeks, you feel a lot better. Like I actually do feel better. I actually have more energy. I feel like gratitude's a lot the same way, but I do feel like it might have a quicker reward because I think on a daily basis, when you're doing a gratitude practice, you do feel a little more positive. But I think it has compounding results. Like within a couple of weeks, you're going to notice big results. That if you're really paying attention to how your life is going and how it's operating, or even just how you're coping with your life, I feel like the more you do it every day, and it's going to have big results.
It would be interesting. Like I don't do a gratitude journal, so I'm saying that because I'm more of like, I don't have time to like write it down, but it would be interesting if you rated yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 on how you felt, that day, just emotionally, like I'm a 5 today, I'm a 7, and then over a course of time of starting your gratitude, so you can say your 3 things a day or whatever you're going to do, then you can notice a trend where you might have started out lower and then you rewire your brain to think positive. And so you see the positive sides of things instead of the negative sides of things. And so it makes you happy. And because it can't do it at the same time. You can't be negative and positive at the same time. So it will force you to be happy and in a positive way.
Yeah, that's very true. You know what we should do is we should use our habit tracker that we put together and make this one of the habits, because it's something that can be done so quick that it's something that I feel confident that it's like if we're trying to do, like rucking, like we're doing a rucking challenge, and then, but you can do your gratitude the same time, or you can do it if you decide you want to journal. Like there's so many ways to do it, and we can talk about the best way to implement a practice that we have found as beginners. But I think that the tracker would be
I
great.
love that idea. I feel like that tracker, like literally, that's why I love that we started off with it, because it can literally go on any hack. And then you can stack multiple hacks and do it at the same time. This one is great because you can literally do it when you're in the sauna, when you're in the cold plunge, when you're doing red light therapy, when you're doing hydration, when you're taking your minerals, when literally any point of the day, you could add this onto it.
It is so true. And honestly, I find that before we even decided to cover this, I already do this just in my head naturally. I don't write it down, and that's I think where I would like to take it next is to journaling. But let's talk about how to implement a gratitude practice, because I think it's helpful to give, in all the research we've done, what is recommended to start.
Okay.
So journaling obviously is one of the ones that I haven't done and you haven't done. Well, I kind of have started because I have this app that is like a meditation app, but it also has a place to do like a daily gratitude, but it only asks you to put one in. But it's kind of where I've started to, I feel a difference in thinking about things that I'm grateful about versus thinking them and writing them down. Feels a little different. I kind of like it, and I would actually think I would like to start to journal and like actually actively write things down.
So you think that we should write down like 3 things a day? Like do it for
I
3
feel like it's a
minutes?
good place to start. Here's the thing that I have noticed is you can list things that you in your head know you're grateful for. But if you don't feel grateful, I don't think it's the same thing, right? You need to feel grateful. Like you need to feel that emotion versus
So
just
what you're saying is if I'm upset with somebody that I shouldn't, like, for example, like my kids, like if they did something and I'm not feeling grateful for them at the moment, I shouldn't write that down, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Like if it doesn't make you feel it, it's
In that
not the
moment.
right one.
In the moment. At the moment, you got to think about
moment.
things you really are grateful for in that moment.
Right. Like me and my husband have a fight. Like I might not be feeling grateful that day. So I need to find maybe some simpler things that do make me feel a sense of gratitude, you know, internally. Like it's like it's like a warm glow, right? If you don't feel that, then you're not in the right place yet.
Yeah. You got to pick something you can be genuine about.
Yes.
At
Genuine
that time.
feelings. And it's just between you and yourself. It's okay. Like just be real, you know?
Yeah, that's funny. That's true though. And there are so many amazing things in this world that like you could be, you could be happy that you saw a beautiful flower or a butterfly, like cross your path. Like it could be something so simple,
And yes, and there has been times when things just seem really bleak, really stressful, or it's just been a bad day or a bad week, or like if you're dealing with death in the family, you know, something that just makes it really hard to get there. I think that was the best advice that I found was just start simple. Maybe you just have a really warm cup of tea and you're just enjoying that moment of sitting there quietly drinking it, right? Or maybe you're sitting out on your porch and you're just having a cup of tea. Like you can just be grateful for that moment, you know? And it's just a place to start because you just need to start, and then you'll be able to naturally rewiring your brain. You will find more things to be grateful for the more you practice.
Well, another way to show gratitude besides journaling is thank you notes or verbal expressions. So you could say it verbally, like, I am so thankful XYZ, reach out to somebody and say, I'm so thankful that you're in my life because whatever. And it could be something simple as, thank you for smiling at me today. It totally brightened my day. Or thank you for giving me a compliment. I love when people give me compliments out of the blue because I'm like, oh, that was so nice. Totally random. Didn't think about it. Made my day. So I love that because then you can do that on the fly. You can do that in a moment. You can reach out. And this is actually something that I'm doing. It says thankful. I don't know. It says thankful right there for people at work, because I feel like education is a very hard field in the sense that it's almost like you're a mom all day long, so like you're constantly getting pulled 50 million different ways and stuff. So I found these at the Dollar Tree. It's like, I don't know, whatever it is. It's not
for
$1
our
anymore.
listeners, it's an adorable jar that says thankful on it, right?
Good point. I forgot that everybody can't see what I'm pointing to. So it's a glass jar. And so then I got a notepad of little like papers, and I'm going to put one I'm going to reach out to the staff and do one for our principal, our vice principal, our office secretary, like people who do so much all the time.
Mhm.
Everybody does it, and I wish I could do it for my whole staff, but
Yeah.
that would be a lot of writing for everybody. But then everybody can write a note that I'm grateful for this, I'm thankful for this that you do, and put it in there. And then the whole month of November, they get to pull one out once a day and then read it.
Oh, I love
So it's
that.
like the whole month of November, they get a little warm hug, right? Like a gratitude hug, that just reminds them that what they do matters and we all recognize it. So that's what I'm going to do
Yeah.
for important people, not important people, people that, because everybody in my staff is important. So let's get that
Yeah.
clear. But it's just a sweet thing to do that we can give to them. And I feel like it'd be I would love getting that.
I love that. And I love the idea of thank you notes or verbal expressions. I'm like, that is one that I didn't really initially think of until we were doing this research. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's such an amazing way to get that same kind of feeling, the emotion of feeling grateful, right? Is
Mhm.
to actually express it to people who you feel that for. Like and then it also fills their bucket, right? Like
Yeah.
that really makes their day and yours. Like that's just sharing joy, which I love.
Yeah, in a positive, fun way. Yeah, and it's a gift that
Yes.
keeps on giving. If it gives a multiple, then
Yeah.
we'll go for 30 days.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's so fun. So another way is mindful moments, right? It's where you just pause daily to combine it with breathing, and you can kind of make it sort of like a meditation or mindful time. And that's really how I have done it without writing it down, as I just take time where I just take a couple deep breaths, and I like, whether I'm walking, sometimes it's when I'm on a walk, habit stacking, right? And just like kind of clear my head and be like where I am now, and then feel out what makes me feel grateful to be alive or grateful to be where I am that day, or you know what I mean, if it's related to my activity for the day or my plans or something even I'm struggling with, that I just want to find something to be grateful about, just so that I'm in a better headset going into something that might be stressful, right?
Every time I go on Monday, I go to acupuncture, which I love. But when I'm on acupuncture and I'm laying down because they put on my back, and then like it forces me to meditate. So that's when I
Ah,
meditate there. But then I always go to being grateful, because then it makes me I'll do my breathing,
yeah.
and it'll make me think about like, okay, what am I grateful today? Like, what am I happy about in this moment? And so it's interesting how I didn't even realize that, but I was habit stacking that
Yeah.
every
Yeah, it's
Monday when
like
I
just
go.
finding moments to be
Yeah,
happy, like to just I've atoned it with feeling happy. Like I'm finding things to feel happy about, but really it's finding things to be grateful for, to feel
yeah.
grateful for. So,
And we have
um
so much to be grateful for.
yes. That's the thing, is even if you start at the simplest things, and there, especially during like postpartum depression stuff, when I was really just trying to generate some better feelings, some better emotions, right? And try to manage my own, emotional intelligence. That was where I started, was just basics. Like I was just really grateful for the sweater I found at Maurice's that was incredibly soft.
I thought you were gonna say, "I'm grateful for this sweater that I found that was clean."
Well, also that. You'll note that I said bought because I probably didn't have any clean laundry.
Uh,
But it was like soft, you know what I mean? So then it just
yeah,
made me feel good that like I could, I don't know, just having that I was able to have that, and that I could enjoy it. Like it was just finding
yeah.
the little things that I enjoyed. So, yeah.
Another thing that often boosts my morale is getting out in nature, like going for a walk, getting out, even if it's just around the block, just getting outside of like, I don't wanna say your rut or the situation or whatever, like stuck if you get stuck in your mind. A lot of times getting
Yeah.
out in nature, then it like, oh, look at those pretty flowers. I can hear the bird, or it's usually you can't help but be grateful to be outside.
It's true. Well, and even if you decided to go for those walks with the intention, call it a gratitude walk, right? I don't know, just
Mhm.
going for a walk, you're going for a gratitude walk. And
Mhm.
then you have that intention going out, that might make it more effective. But I feel like you
Yeah.
said, walking is a fantastic one. Getting out in nature, I feel like automatically does that a little bit. Just the breath of fresh air, like just makes you feel better. Like, and you almost do feel gratitude that you can get out there and feel refreshed.
Well, and that you can walk and you can move and,
Yeah.
because not everybody can. So it's like there's a lot of
Yep.
things to be grateful for.
That is so true. Yep. Then let's see. The other ones that we wrote down were like apps. There's a lot of gratitude apps. There's a ton out there. I mean, that was what I was using, right? It was a meditation app that also had gratitude and manifestation like sections that you could fill in every day, and it kind of builds a journal for you. Um, and yeah, I think the biggest thing was just start small and go from there because it will grow.
There's even this little box of cards that you pull it out and you pop it open, and it will tell you like your gratitude saying, a cute saying for that day. So you can have like 30 days. It's really cute. Somebody gave it to me as a gift maybe 5 or 6 years ago, and I love them. But you can get them for like birthdays. You can get them for celebrations. You can get them for various events, but you can get a gratitude one. And so then every card you have to like pop it open, and it will say some positive saying, gratitude saying. And then it's like makes you think about it. It's really cute.
That is super cute.
All right. Are you ready to answer some questions from our community?
Yes.
All right. How does gratitude help with anxiety or trauma in women?
I really think that the whole mental shift, right? Like rewiring your brain is really where that helps, because a lot of times when you're dealing with trauma or with anxiety, it's not about making you forget about those things. It's about training your brain to have coping mechanisms that, in my mind, it's like circumventing it, right? Like it's um ways that brain activities you can do that kind of move you from threat detection to anxiety reduction, or kind of resetting your nervous system to not feel like it's kind of like a fight or flight situation.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of just changing the vibe that you're really feeling intentionally, right? Like when you start to get into that place, having tools that will intentionally help you change where your mind is going. I think that gratitude practice is huge for that, right? Especially how I said, if you're really struggling, you just start small. Just start with basic things that you can feel grateful to be experiencing in that moment, right? It's really being mindful in the moment and finding those things.
And I like that it gives you back the power or control that you might not feel at that time.
Absolutely. It's
So in a
taking back
traumatic,
control. It's empowering yourself.
yeah, that you
Yeah.
can be happy and you do deserve to be happy, and
And that
you
that
will get through it.
anxiety or those traumas don't define you, right?
Yeah.
And so it's empowering you to change the way that you are thinking about things.
Yeah. And then if you do it long enough, then it will literally rewire your brain, and then
It'll get easier the more you do
it'll
it.
get easier.
Yeah. Okay, next question. Is gratitude just a mindset, or does it have real brain effects?
Well, the science, as Mallory had said earlier, that it boosts the serotonin and it rewires the brain, and women have better sleep and they feel better. Their overall well-being is better after journaling or practicing gratitude. So it definitely does. But the best way to prove that is to do it yourself. So you should start it and figure out where you start, and then do it for 4 to 6 weeks, and then see how significant your mood shift is.
Yeah, and be your own detective, right?
Yep.
What works for one person may not work for another. You have to find what feels good and works for you.
Yeah. Know your body, own your health, because it's all about you.
Yeah, no one else is going to do it for you. You got
No.
to take some responsibility and make it happen, and then amazing things can happen when you do that. So,
Yeah.
as
And
we're finding out.
Yeah, and actually you can almost be drained by other people, so you really just got to focus on yourself.
Yes. Absolutely. It's so true. So our main takeaway from this is, honestly, this is one that is so simple but could have major benefits. And so I think, and Larissa, I assume you agree with me, everybody should try this.
Yes.
So
Yes. Today. Start today.
Yes, it's free, it's easy, it's science proven. It's going to help you sleep, it's going to help your immune system, it's going to help with longevity. Like, these are all things that are just good for you.
Yeah.
For such a comfy, wonderful practice.
Yeah.
That's what I love. I'm like, I can be in my sweats on the couch with a cup of tea to do this.
And you can write it down, but you don't have to. You could say it out loud. You could say,
express it to another person.
Yeah. There's so many different ways you can do it. So that's the part that I like about it too, is depending on how it works into your schedule, as long as you're mindful about what you're actually grateful for.
Yeah, and start small. Even if you only spend 5 minutes a day, right? Like just spend 1 minute, right? Just find 3 things. The key is to feel it, not just think you should feel it. Like I know I'm grateful for these things, even though it doesn't feel like it right now. Find the things that you feel like it right now. Yeah. And that's where you start.
It could be that the sky is a beautiful blue.
Yeah. Could just be that the fall leaves are turning red and yellow and orange and beautiful. Yeah. It has nothing to do with yourself, right?
Yeah.
But you feel grateful to be experiencing it.
And then it's a domino effect, a snowball effect, and it will grow and grow and grow. And then overall, you'll be happy. And then all of a sudden you can do hard things.
Yeah. I love to say that to my kids. You can do hard things. I tell myself that too, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I should tell myself that more.
Right. Don't worry. I'll tell you for you, Larissa.
not that. Do I have to do another hard thing? I got to rewire my brain. You get to do hard things.
And I can do hard things.
I am capable of doing hard things.
Yes, exactly. All right. So give it a try. Let us know how it goes. Join our Facebook group, My Wellness Rewired, and just check in with us.
And post something that you're grateful for, because it would be fun for all of us. It would brighten all of our days.
Yeah. On all the social media, shout us out. We want to hear it. We love it. And we'll catch you guys next time. All right, you wellness rock stars. That's a wrap on this episode of My Wellness Rewired, Hacking Women's Health. We've had a blast dishing out the hacks and laughs, but hold up, let's keep it real.
Yep, we are not doctors. We are just sharing our biohacking adventures and learning right alongside you. Nothing we say is medical advice, so always, always check with your healthcare provider before trying any new wellness tricks.
Absolutely. This podcast is all about inspiration and entertainment, not prescriptions. So join our Facebook group for more sassy wellness vibes. Catch you next time.